Everyone, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you. On behalf of both of us, we're glad you're here, and the channel is starting to grow little subscriber by little subscriber. Not that you are actually little, just, hey, our numbers are small, but going up, and we're excited about that. So thanks for coming along. Today, we are going to be talking about kind of pros and cons of using a credit union to do your loan for your mortgage. So let's jump into this. Here's kind of where this came about. I try to base some of these topics on what is happening inside of our business right now. And if you're ever curious, ever want to learn about that, go to the link in the video description. We got a link to our website. You can learn about what we do. Now, we had a client recently hit us up and they had already done a pre-approval. So they were basically like, well, the exact scenario was they hit us up and they said, hey, we've met you guys at events and stuff before, and there's a house we'd like to make an offer on. We already have a pre-approval letter. Could you guys help us out? And, we did what we could, didn't wind up getting the house. But point is, they had a pre-approval letter in place, and it was from a local credit union. And there's some pros and some cons to it. Typically, the pro to using a credit union is, for the most part, there's one pro, and that's you usually get a good interest rate at credit unions. I would take that back. Sometimes there's other pros. Like if you have if you're going to finance something like a mobile home, credit union can be the right choice. If you're going to do sometimes creative things with new construct, like custom homes or land purchases, things like that. There's some nuanced areas where credit unions do actually start to make some sense, in all fairness. But in the context of what we're talking about, there's pretty much one pro, which is you get a low rate, right? Just this absolutely sloppy dog face over here. So here's the problem, though, from an agent's perspective, is that in that particular scenario, I'm left not really knowing what the seriousness level of the pre-approval is. And what I mean by that is, hey, was this you went on and you submitted, hey, here's how much money we make, and whatever, here's what our car payment is, and like, did you submit a couple of basic bits of information and they sort of kicked out this automated pre-approval letter, which is really a bunch of nonsense. They don't have enough information to know that. Or did you guys actually get to the phase of putting in an application, submitting tax returns, pay stubs, different things like that? And did someone on the other end of that really look at that, analyze you guys as buyers with debt to income ratio and all that kind of stuff, and say, hey, look, here is what you guys could get in terms of a purchase price on a house? Because they're very, very different things. And the problem is, when you use a credit union, a lot of times we as the agents don't have any contact with them and really won't receive any communication back. So I've had this happen before, where a client wanted to use credit union, did pre-approval. They sent us the letter. The client sent us the letter. I try to call up the person whose name's attached to the pre-approval letter, and I never hear back. So I'm like, dude, I don't really know what we have here. Like, I don't know how much due diligence this lender actually did, because it's very common. They'll put off doing the heavy lifting until they actually have to, AKA we're under contract on a property. So this becomes important, because if I can't know what the seriousness level of pre-approval is, well, look, it's a very competitive seller's market right now, and I need that sort of information, because not only is, hearts and minds is a strategy that matters in a competitive market like this, where there's buyers out there and we're all competing for the same little pool of properties. Data matters, aka, well, how much was the offer and everything, but there's other things that matter too. One of the things that I would like to, and feel free to use this if you're ever buying a house and you just want to steal our stuff and use it, go for it. Like, I will have our lenders, if I submit an offer, I'll have our lender call the listing agent and just say, hey, our clients just submitted an offer. Here's a little bit about them. I've looked at their tax returns and their pay stubs, and like, they're good to go. Basically the lender's job is as a hype man. That's what the lender's there to do. Hype up the buyer so that hopefully that little bit of like not emotional, but it's like it's more than just an offer in an email that came through, right? Someone picked up the phone in addition to us, but it's like, hey, someone picked up the phone, the lender, right, who's not me. So a lot of times the listing agent's going to be more willing to talk to the lender than they are to me. So there's little things like that. You're not going to get someone at a credit union to do that. I say that as a grossly kind of blanket statement. I'm sure there's some people that will, but as a general statement, you're just not going to get that level of service. So what you get, hey, good rate, but you lack on the service side. And right now, in competitive sellers market, the service really does start to matter. Now, and there's other things that I need to know too. If I can't have real detailed communication with the lender, one of the things that I need to know is, hey, with a lot of our clients and just a lot of buyers in general, if you say, I don't know, let's just say for the sake of argument, someone's got 50 grand in cash to allot towards a property. I need to talk to the lender to go, okay, well, how much do they need to put down for a down payment? Like if I needed to take 10,000 of that 50,000 to go over the listing price $10,000 with a guaranteed appraisal value, yada, like do we have 10,000 spare that I can use to do my negotiation, and then you can work with the other 40, or in reality 35, because you might need 5 grand of that for closing costs. So you know what I mean? It's like there's conversations that we have to have with lenders. Your agent and your lender, like that is a team. They're a package deal. Sometimes, guys, the nose just, I don't know if it's dog hair, what it is. I have allergies, so sorry, there's something in there. But your agent, your lender, they need to have communication. Like it's very, very important. And some of the bigger shops, you're just not going to get that level of communication. Fortunately, in this case, our buyer clients have been very cool, and they were like, hey, we're open to talking to someone else if that's going to help. And I was like, yes, thank God. And I'm glad that you said it, because I will bring that up to you, but I'm also not going to push it, because at the end of the day, I don't want someone thinking that we're like, why are you pushing so hard to get us to call your lender? But it really does matter, and they were willing to do that, which does help. So anyway, guys, if you're ever buying or selling a house, I would really recommend lean on your agent to find a good lender. Any agent that's worth their salt, that's not brand new on day one, should have some lender contacts for you. You know, whether it's 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, they should have some contacts for you that, in theory, they've vetted over time to know that this person is good. Versus, of course, you calling a credit union and it's just like, hey, you get the next guy that picks up the phone, and you have no idea if they're good or not. Like there's no personal reference there, right? There's no history. So just some food for thought. I always recommend, and it's a very important point that I try to get people to understand. Like if you're buying a house, lean on your agent, because that's typically going to be your first point of contact. Lean on your agent to assemble your little Avengers team with your lenders and your inspectors and title companies. Like let them assemble your little superhero force for the nerds out there that like all the Marvel stuff. Probably a negative way to end the video. But anyway, if you guys ever need real estate help, 1911syndicate.com. Again, it's always linked below. We try to make it real brief in these videos, but again, hey, we got to keep the lights on too, right? So we gotta get our plugs in there. Subscribe to the channel, leave comment, all that kind of stuff. It helps. We're starting to grow a little bit, but the comments and the engagement really does help. So hope you guys have a good rest of the day. Make some pasta for dinner, I don't know, do something relaxing tonight. Enjoy your favorite trash reality TV show. That's what I do late at night when I don't have anything to do, and enjoy some pasta. I don't know, maybe you go to Olive Garden, or maybe you make your own if you're Italian. So anyway, there's that, everyone. Enjoy your night. We'll talk to you soon.